Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to open 3 more Miniverse Make It Mini foods from Series 3. We already opened one of these and I got the pickle jar, which I absolutely am in love with. So let's hope we get some different stuff and let's see what we get inside. First of all, of course, we have the instructions and like some warning things and all that kind of stuff. These come in every single one of them, and you can see all the sets that exist in this series. And I have to say, we have so many options. Like, I really love the s'mores, I love the cookies, those look really fun. Here's some shaved ice. We have a baked potato. We have the pickle jar, that of course I have. Here's some soups, we have this fun corn on the cobs. A lot of ice creams. We have this really fun bacon lettuce tomato sandwich. And some fruit bowl things. So yeah, I hope I don't get any drawings, because I always think, although their colors are mostly pretty, I think they're a bit boring. But we shall see. First of all, let's have a look at these adorable packagings. I love their designs. They make me so happy because they're really bright, joyful colors and they're just cute overall. I really love the details. But yeah, it looks like we got 4 baggies minus the supply baggie. So let's see which set we get. Oh, looks like we have some packaging and we get the bear pops, we get the ice creams. Okay, these are absolutely adorable. Out of all the ice creams, these are the best one I think I could have gotten because I really love these shapes of them. Like the ones that are more like water ice or like juice ices. I don't know, they seem a bit boring to me, but these have such a cute shape. I really hope they have the facial imprint of the bear. And then it looks like we get like a display stand. And of course our tools. So we get this little knobsy thing that you can click into the topple of the like sphere. I guess to make it like a dome or something for presentation. And then of course the tweezers for working. It looks like we get a little baggie of nuts. I think these are like chopped nuts to like sprinkle on. And we get our resin. And since this is the bear pops, this must be chocolate, so I hope that it's really gonna be chocolatey and I hope it's gonna work. So just to recap, this is what they look like. They look absolutely adorable. And the instructions just say dip it into the resin, put on the little nut pieces and yeah, cure them under the sunlight. Unboxing these already made me nervous because they feel rubbery. And rubber and resin don't mix well, so let's follow these steps. Let's dip them in and try to see if we can get a good outcome. First of all, I noticed this looks more like caramel or like watered down chocolate. It is not opaque at all, which, okay, it's UV resin, so making it too opaque will mean it will not cure, but you know, it still could have been more opaque. They did like way more convincing chocolates before. So that was a bit disappointing, and yeah, at this point you could clearly see the white through still and it didn't look like a popsicle stick at all. So I popped it under my UV lamp just a little bit so I can touch it on the top and like stick it into the holder. And then I just popped it in a bit more. It wasn't fully cured, it just was like on a little bit on the outside of the ears, just so I could touch it and, you know, not smudge anything. And then for the second one, I accidentally dropped that one. But I decided, let's cure it anyways, because honestly I didn't have any high hopes for this anymore because the resin just kept pooling down. I'm using a really powerful UV lamp here. I mentioned it before. It cures my other resins that I purchased from Sophie and Toffee and Amazon sellers. It cures it like really fast. And usually with the Miniverse it also cures those really fast, at least with the kits that I got fresh when they were released. But for some reason the old ones, it just doesn't want to cure. So honestly, it pooled, you could see it in that quick shot. I just wiped it off. It was really frustrating. I also saw other people have the same problem, so I guess it's literally just the material, it's not just the resin being old. Like, it's too rubbery to have something stick. But yeah, I went through a lot of iterations of painting. I started with brown, then was like, okay, this doesn't look like icy enough, so I added like a light white. That didn't look good, and I tried to mix the light white with some varnish. That didn't look good, so I painted everything over again, and then just used some high gloss varnish, and I didn't like the outcome because it didn't look even. And then I remembered, I have another method. Nail polish or nail varnish. I'm using high gloss nail polish here, and this will get a super even coat. It is not resin. And yeah, this worked like a charm, so I just, painted some nail varnish on there and sprinkled it with the nut chunks. I decided to not go with the, just one spot of nuts. I decided to go classic and essentially mix them into the chocolate. And then when that was done, I remembered I have this amazing matte nail varnish. I couldn't find it anymore anywhere. I got it in a shop years ago, and sadly it doesn't seem to exist here anymore, but this is the most matte nail polish I ever had. And I know that this will work because it will look really good. So I will show you guys the result in the end, but yeah, this was the final solution. This was how I saved the ice creams. But yeah, let's move on to the other ones. So these ones I'm actually going to open together, and you're gonna see why in a second. But let's see the first one. We have another lot of really cute baggy designs, as you guys can see here. And it definitely looks like we got something different, which I'm really happy about because we got more baggies than we got last time. So let's hope it's gonna be something new. And it absolutely is something new. These look like the corn skewer thingies. So I guess we're getting the corn on the cob. Okay, I'm actually quite excited about this because these looked really good in the picture. So let's hope they work. But yeah, it looks like we got some tweezers, we got some little butter things, the normal supplies and the resin. I really hope the butter works, because again, it's an old kit. We got sprinkle on herbs. These look really good. I love the tiny jar designs, so cute. And we got a little board. Okay, I really love this. It has an indent for a tray for I don't know, sauce or something. And then of course we got the corns. And the design on the packaging is so cute. If you make these, you could totally pop them back in the packaging and just display them for your dollhouse or something, or put them in the doll's fridge. But yeah, for the second one, here you can see why I opened it in a row. It's the same kit that I had before. It's the cucumbers in a jar. Or pickles in a jar. So I decided to mix these two and make a fun little platter. And I'm starting off here with shading the corn cobs. These look really good out of the packaging with the different colors of corn kernels on them. Miniverse did a great job on these, but I just wanted to make them look even more natural and toasty. So I'm using some washes with my brush and my fingers to toast them and add some browns and oranges. And then for the cucumbers, I wanted to make them more cucumber looking instead of pickle looking. So I painted the bags green. I'm actually using my fingers here to wipe the excess off. This green paint is model paint from Vallejo, and it stains this quite a bit, and I found that it just looks better when I wipe it off a bit, because it looks a bit more natural. And then for the front, I'm doing kind of the same thing, just adding a light greenish white in a very thin coat. And then finally I'm adding some normal acrylic varnish. This is just glossy acrylic varnish, and again I'm wiping it off a little bit to tone down the intensity. And yeah, this was a really simple paint job and it looks super good. I then picked out this nice olive color for the board, and I added a darker brown later. But yeah, that was how I colored everything, and now it's time for resin. Specifically the butter, and this was so satisfying. Using the knife to spread this on was the best. I'm really wondering though how easy it would be to not use gloves, since they don't provide any. And they don't really mention that you should wear them. Because I got so much resin on my fingers. Yes, you can use the skewer things, but I'm not sure how well they hold up. But that's always a question I have with these kits. Sadly, again, the resin was a bit too old, and it didn't really cure. It like cured in like the bottom layer, but the top layer stayed sticky no matter what I did. I actually left it in sunlight for a day, it did nothing. So yeah, I just went over it with like IPA, just on a towel, like wiped it off until it was not sticky anymore. Then I had to repaint parts of it, but that was totally fine. Some of the resin actually did stick still, and you can see that by like how the herbs still stick. But yeah, just a little bit of repainting and then some gloss varnish. And then some more nail varnish for the buttery spots. So acrylic varnish for like this light sheen, and then just on top over the herbs, just a little bit more of this magic, just high gloss nail varnish. I was a little bit disappointed that we got like a spot on the board for like a sauce cup or something, or for some dip, but we didn't get like a cup or something. So I decided I'm going to make my own. And I just decapitated like a little pencil lid, and I painted it first brown, then I didn't like the color. Then I painted it white with speckles just to make it look a bit more like pottery. And this one I actually really liked. And to make it look like it has been glazed, I'm going in again with another coat of my clear nail polish. This seems to be the trend of this project apparently. Just clear high gloss and matte nail polish. And this worked super well. To fill in the hole on the top, to just like use this resin later, I actually used some little cut-offs from my hole punch. And then I painted it in a butter color. And then I used this butter once again. I actually mixed it up a little bit, and I knew that everything besides the top layer would cure, so I just cured it under sunlight and under my UV lamp for a day, and then I actually wiped off the excess and just put on some clear varnish on the knife and in the cup, and that worked super well. But yeah, here you guys can see the final results. And something really magical happened. With the popsicles, as you can see, they look super icy, and that is because like the matte nail varnish dried so quickly that like it couldn't flow into the cracks between the nut pieces, and it dried like on the surface, and it looks so good, it looks so realistic. I am so happy. But yeah, sadly I could not find any more of this amazing matte nail varnish again, and any other one I picked up is not as matte as this one. So if you guys have any recommendations, I've just looked at the brand I used and I didn't see that they even made this matte one anymore, but if anybody has a recommendation for a really good, actually mattening matte nail varnish, please write it down in the comments. I really need it because mine is practically completely empty and I use it quite a bit for my projects. But yeah, next up is this little board of goodies. I really love how the corn cobs turned out. The cucumber slices are just, you know, a little nice add-on. Size comparison wise, they don't quite fit, but I think they fit really cutely together, and I'm obsessed with this little cup and the butter knife. I think they look so good, so I'm really sad that they didn't add just a bowl or something where you could put in any butter, since they have the indent, because I think it would fit really well. I also left out the skewers because I thought they didn't look that good in my eyes, but yeah, this project was so much fun. The corn cobs were a joy, an absolute joy. The only thing that of course didn't work out in this whole entire thing were the popsicles, but again, I managed to find a way around it. But the corn definitely did work out, and this is what I had hoped from a Miniverse kit, just something working. Again, the resin didn't quite cure, but I found out it's really just age-based. Like when I got any of the newer kit, or when I got the kits in time they came out, it actually worked. Like, I don't know if it's just that they were stored too badly or just pure age. Either way, the resin tends to not work anymore after a couple of years. But if they're fresh, it works really well so far. But yeah, luckily we have access to resin pretty easily. It's just a shame that when you get one of these kits and it doesn't work, that you have to like find other means to use it. So the only thing you really need to pay attention to is if you get an older kit, test the resin before you touch it. Test it with something, see if it's still sticky or if it's cured, because getting this on your fingers is not really the best thing. But overall, super happy with what I've gotten today. Super happy with all the projects. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them and which one is your favorite. Or maybe your favorite is one of the other ones that you saw in the little booklet that I didn't pick yet. You can also write that one in the comments. Anyways, as always, I hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye bye!